so moving right along, Jimmy is over here. I will call you James.
My topic.
Yeah, let's hit it.
Well, I kind of started out with the idea of talking about games we hadn't finished or games that like frustrate us. But I think a more interesting topic would probably be like just gamer rage.
Oh yeah.
And just when we've experienced it and what extremes we've kind of gone to with it and what actually brings it out and why and how people kind of perceive it, especially if they're not gamers. You know, because you can get frustrated at things like you might watch the rugby and swear at the TV and curse the All Blacks or something like that, but as soon as you're cursing at a screen with a little man running around, people think you're fucking weird.
Yeah.
So
that's so true. That's a great analogy.
It's just those kind of, you know, dynamics that make it interesting. Like, you know, for example, I was playing Alien Isolation the other day, and you know, you're trying to hide from this alien, and you're really tense. You've built up all this emotion because you're trying to hide in closets and fucking lockers and shit. And when the thing finally gets you, sometimes you scream. Because it actually scares you a bit. And Lucy gets a fright as well when I do this, because it'll be middle of the night sometimes, really quiet. And he's like, ah! It's like, what are you doing in there? I'm playing a game!
Is that game rage or are you just a pussy?
Well, it's the same thing. Like, sometimes I'll get caught and I'll be like, fucking thing, how could it know I was in there? And all this shit, you know, and then you'll have a little bit of a swear and, you know.
I think, but that's the beauty of the game that you play. If you have rage, it's because the game has actually drawn you in.
Yes,
it's emotion.
It's you're there. Like you actually just said it. You know, you're there. You're in the game, and then to get killed off by some manky little elf on the sideline just wanting to wave its wand at you, you just go, fuck off.
That's so much fucking bullshit. Where did it even come from?
or like, you know, like in Jonah Longu's rugby, like when you break the line and you think, hey, I've passed 15 players, but that lone fullback just gets you every time. You're like,
why is
I've counted all the players. There's 15 guys I've just passed.
Yeah, where did he come from?
Where did you come from?
One was a ref.
The ref tag on you.
Then he's just like, fuck.
Yeah. Like, I know one time, I don't know if you remember, we were younger, and I think one of our control pads was a bit iffy.
Yeah.
And the control pad was fucking us off. I feel like it's fucking things like making me lose, you know. And
control pad.
Next thing, it was like,
whatever.
The last straw, pulled it out of the console, went outside, started swinging it around in the air. Bam! On the concrete! And all these bits of controller went everywhere.
I did the hammer throw with mine. I swung around in circles with the control pad and then just launched it into the forest.
Okay, those two brothers, they're weirdos. Okay?
That's pretty intense. But the control pad was fucked. We needed it.
Oh yeah, sure.
Yeah.
But no, let's talk about the stages of rage then, because like I don't get too ragey on games now because I've played so many of them, and I kind of like being.
I saw your neck.
Well, that's what I wanted to bring up. So, if some of you guys have seen my neck playthrough of a game that I didn't want to play, but it's a children's game, and this game was owning me, and I was getting pissed off just because it was a kid's game. I was being beat up by fucking goblins, and the game was unforgiving too. And I just remember just losing my shit on that game.
Yeah.
But that was the game mechanics that was pissing me off. And I don't know. I felt like, and I've said before, I feel kind of professional because I've played games for so long, and I'm getting wasted by this. Like, I've blocked so many adults games. Yeah. This child game is like beating me. This is bull fucking shit. Like,
maximum frustration.
Yeah. So there's different stages of raging, which is like in terms of game mechanics. I was like, why did they do that? I was like, I'm supposed to be able to catch that ledge, but because I got caught up on the wall, the mechanic didn't kick in, and you get
glitches and things,
frustration and stuff.
Yeah.
But let me ask you this question. You know, once you finish it, did a little kid come along, pick up the controller, and finish the game?
That's another form of kid did the playthrough in 10 minutes. That's another form, because I've experienced that where I've like can't get past a level, and then somebody's like, oh, here's a 10, and then they do it first go.
Yeah. Because you can get locked into your way of playing, and that probably falls into what you're saying about mechanics. Like, you're getting annoyed at mechanics because they don't work for what you want to do. Someone else comes along and they're like, well, yeah, you just got to do this.
Just walk around it.
Yeah. What do you mean?
I had that with, what's that game? I know it's a little Portal. Great game. I actually like it. It's just,
I think Portal got a 10.
Yeah, I think it did as well.
Portal 2 maybe.
I love puzzle games, because it's a puzzle game.
Oh yeah, totally.
Fuck, there are levels where you just, you wanted to throw the controller, you just fuck, and then somebody else comes along and you go boom, 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 done.
Yeah.
Why didn't I see that?
Another form of rage, and it seems to happen with a lot of first-person shooters, especially with Call of Duty. There's something about beating AI which doesn't seem as satisfying. But if you get beaten by a friend, person, or like you manage to take out 10 guys with like each shot's perfectly, and then some kid comes along and just goes tick, and you're dead.
Yeah.
That calls for rage for a
Yeah.
lot of people. I remember playing those WWE games when I was younger, and you used to play them all with your friends with a multi-tap.
Yeah.
And you're playing like a Royal Rumble game, and somebody's fully dominating, but you manage to get them over the top rope and eliminated. And then everybody's just like, you got wasted. That's a cause for rage. I've had that as well. And, not to me. I remember a friend of mine. He took it badly. Yeah, he took it real bad. He was angry. I had to actually kick him out of my house.
Wow.
Because he just took it that badly. I was like, dude, you need to calm down. Don't tell me to fucking calm down. Alright, get out of my house, man. You can't talk to me like that. But yeah, there's all those different forms of it.
I can definitely feel you on like especially sports games, because you play AI and you just clock it. You know, it's you know, even when you put it at the hardest level, for the first couple of games you're getting owned, but once you get used to it, it's easier to think. But then once I play like James or even Albo Manu. Like, we play NFL, it's my top sports game. I love it. NFL is my game. But when me and Manu get together and he beats me, I throw my toys out of the cot. I'm like, and I walk out and I won't even talk to him for like 2 weeks. And then I'll go home and I train.
And you come back, you get beaten again.
And I ring him up and go, you really keen for that match? You know, and try and be keen, and then come back and I'll smash him, and then I hold that title again.
And then you teabag him, rub it in his face.
That's another thing. So teabagging and all that kind of stuff. That people do that because they know you're going to get pissed off on it, right?
And then it affects the way
does
you play.
Does it get to you guys?
Oh,
if somebody rubs it in, I got you, or they're like, or they're saying on the comments, bro, you're fucking useless. I fucked your mum, and oh, you like.
I think it's unsportsmanlike, and it would be like if you tackled somebody. Yeah, because it's kind of gaming is a sport, and it'd be like if you tackle like somebody just before they score a try, and you do the try saving tackle, and you're like, gotcha, bitch, and you start teabagging the other player. It's like, it's really unsportsmanlike. It's not cool. Like, what you just did to stop the try, that was fucking cool, and that spoke volumes. You didn't need to go further and be a dick.
It's all kind of being a kid.
Because sometimes, you know, it depends on what kind of person you are. Because silence can be just as good as a teabag, you know. You know, it's just like just a little head nod, an eyebrow raise. You got him, you know.
Totally. And I think that's more mature, but I know why they do it, because they know it riles people up, and then it affects the way you play, because you're like, I'm going to get that guy. You actually gun for him. You just run past every other motherfucker and go straight for the dude who just teabagged you, and he kills you again and teabags you again. Because you're on fire, and all you can think about is just bullshit.
So, you know, over the mic, what's the best thing you've ever seen? What's your one-liner? You know, I guess we're talking about what's your best one-liner that you've seen to really rile somebody up?
Holy fuck.
I can't.
I
can't really think it.
That would be a good topic for someone out there, sledging over the mic.
Because I try not to, because I honestly don't agree with it, so I don't really sledge at all. I used to though when I was younger with my mates, and not with randoms. I feel like it's blues if you don't know the person.
I recently completed Metal Gear Peace Walker. I've got the HD version on PS3, so Metal Gear, which is a PSP game, which has been up-res to HD, and I tried the versus mode against a friend, and now nobody's playing the game. There was only me and a friend of mine. We were the only two on the servers, and we were just playing. And I wouldn't say it was the best thing I was saying, but we, because we know Metal Gear, and I'm a fan of Metal Gear, and we started singing previous songs from Snake Eater, as we were like, because the game is, if you get more points for putting someone to sleep than you would to kill them, so it's harder to do as well. So if we managed to get somebody, like one of the guys, my mate fired a rocket at me, and I managed to dodge the rocket and tranquilize them in a headshot. And then what you could do is you can Fulton them, which puts a balloon on them, which sends them back to your base. And that's almost like a teabag in itself. And he started singing the Metal Gear theme as he flew away. And we just kept doing that. It doesn't sound as cool as like, I fucked your mum or anything like that, but it was... almost had to, because we were fans of it.
Yeah, but the thing is, you know, sometimes we get into the whole thing of using swear words, and that's the way to really get somebody riled up. But you know, a real quick quip can get you angry.
I used to when we used to play LAN parties for Halo, I'd have my mates come around and we'd separate into different rooms, and I was really good with the sniper rifle, and I always just get headshots, like 1-shot kills, and every time I did it, I'd be like, shot to the head, and you are dead, and then just be in the other room. And I remember Davey tells me, because he's playing with Steve, and he remembered Steve was just getting owned by me like 12 times in a row. He just threw the control, but he's superior in every way. And I was like, what? Who says that? Yeah, good times, man. LAN parties.
Oh, rage.
Game of rage.
Game of rage. Before doing the topics, but I had a mate, and back in the old cartridge days of the Mega Drives and stuff, like I can't even remember the game that he was getting owned by, but off the top of my head, it might have been Phantasy Star.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he was getting owned by it anyway, and he just couldn't pass this particular part, and he got so angry that, and he lived next to a railway line. He took his console out, put it on the railway line, and waited there until a train came past and ran it over. And he had just bought the console. That's how angry he was.
What?
Oh my god. Wow. If that had been these days, that would have been YouTube.
Yeah, YouTube been all over it.
A million hits. Oh man.
That's just crazy.
Jeez.
That's when it's taking it too far the way, like when it's costing you a lot of money, your gamer rage.
Well, I take it he never played games again.
No. He bought another one the next day.
One.
Yeah, fortunately he had a good paying job.
You would have think you would have like calmed down by that time. Like, I was gonna wait for a train or two.
That's what I think.
Yeah, it's just like, this was a stupid idea. It's like settling in. No.
Oh, wait. Sorry, you're saying once you got the gamer rage, you're just kind of like, put this down here, walk out.
Well, I used to get so angry that I would scream in the house. I'd get so angry. I think I've broken 3 or 4 PlayStation controllers back when I was younger, throwing them on the fucking ground and screaming at people on the microphone. I don't play like online games anymore almost because of I get so angry.
Yeah.
Like one time in Counter-Strike, you play it online and there's the game, the Arctic Warfare Magnum, where you hit anyone anywhere in the body no matter what, and it's a one-hit kill.
Yeah.
And some guy just kept on fucking killing me, and I got so angry I wanted to, fucking punch this cunt. And I had a jug of juice next to me that I'd drink while I gamed, and I picked it, I punched it, and the top came off and juice went everywhere. And ruined my $120 keyboard. Oh. So then I couldn't play anymore. I had to turn it off.
Has anyone ever been around though when you've done this?
Yeah.
Yeah? What
yeah,
are they
Mum will be downstairs hearing me fucking go, she'll go, shut up!
what about Haley?
No, that was before I met Haley.
That's when you met Haley, yeah, it's like, oh, my keyboard's broken.
I've had my moments.
I'm going to go out and beat girls, yeah.
I've had my moments, but she missed me in my prime,
yeah.
I got caught a beauty the other week. I was playing something, I was at home by myself. And I had the headphones on, and when you have the headphones on, you're in your own little world with the sound and stuff.
And the voice
and then I was just like, motherfucker! I really like, you fucking cunt. And then and Lucy was literally just walking up the front door, and she's like, who are you talking to? I'm like, no what?
You, piss off!
Motherfucker, piss off. She's just about to open the door. Okay.
Well, it's one way to get rid of like salesmen from your door.
Yeah, I've been caught heaps. Anna catches me all the time.
Well, what this makes me think of, we could be entering into a niche market. We could be offering like gamer therapy.
He comes sit on the couch.
You might need to talk.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then we could actually offer it over online.
Yeah.
So how does that make you feel?
I just want a teabag. Yeah, it's interesting, eh? I liked your thing at the beginning though about the rugby. like, you know, how it's okay to swear at the rugby game and everyone around you just totally accepts it. In fact, they're probably swearing with you. But when it's a game, it's that people just do not understand because you're involved in it and they're not.
Yeah.
And they don't understand your level of involvement.
Lucy's argument, she would say, like, you know, if it annoys you that much, why are you playing it? And I'd be like, well, it does frustrate me to some extent, but then that's part of the challenge. And when you overcome it, there's that reward, that feeling of success.
The more frustrated you get, like, the more the allure of finally getting that goal.
But sometimes I have turned off. Sometimes I've just gone, right.
Oh, you have to.
I just go, right, one more time and that's it. It's like, right, and I'm just in the middle of can turn it off really quick. Like, just smash that power button.
Rage quitting.
Yeah,
rage quitting.
Come back tomorrow.
Yeah.
I think you've hit on the essence of gambling, addiction, all these things that just take us back, you know. Yeah, we know it's like a bitch and it's gonna like slap us silly, but we keep on going back.
Yeah.
We keep on going back. But, you know, I guess the good thing, well, sort of, because some of these games cost at least over $100, you know, it's going to take coin out of your pocket anyway to play these games.
Well, we've seen gamer rage in Dungeons and Dragons, haven't we?
Oh, really?
Yes.
What was that?
It wasn't a pretty sight.
What happened?
These two guys we used to play with, they're brothers, and one of them was running the campaign, DMing it, and the other guy was playing it. And we were playing an evil campaign for the first time. But the issue was, the guy who was running it was quite hardcore Mormon, isn't he?
Yeah.
And so he's trying to run this campaign, but of course, all us evil guys are trying to do all these... We're just role-playing, you know. We're just trying to do all this evil stuff. And his brother's trying to, like, rape the local...
village girl,
and all this stuff, and then he's just like, right, well, some wizards show up, and then some, you know, all these police basically show up and
to stop you from doing it.
And he's like, oh well, I cast this, and he's like, yes, and then the military army of the land shows up, and it just keeps escalating like this, and we're just sitting there going, holy shit, and next minute one of them just stands up and lifts up the chair, and we're like, holy fuck.
They start having a full on like
they're just about to actually go blow to blow in real life.
So he was totally against him imaginarily raping somebody, but it's okay for physical violence in real life.
It was pretty intense. In fact, that was the game then, isn't it?
Yeah,
Just had to call it then. I was like, okay, time to go home.
Wow.
D&D is one of the worst games for actually getting physical over imaginary shit.
Because there are so many technicalities and opinions that can come into it.
I think it's getting emotionally involved in this. Well, rage is an emotion, so like when you're emotionally involved in something, like it doesn't matter if it's an imagination. You've put yourself into this character or what have you, and then putting your beliefs into that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Okay, remember, it's just a game.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's just a game.
No, it's not.
This is my life. Take that back. Take it back.
It's just like a good TV show, you know. You get emotionally invested, you laugh, you cry, you know. And if you're really into it, you'll even get angry at certain situations as well.
Yeah. But more so in a game because you are directly in control of what is happening, and so you can actually blame yourself for not pressing the button in time, or for the button not working when it fucking should have.
You know, I did that at Beauty the other day. I did something dumb. I was playing Red Dead Redemption, and I was playing poker, and I was gambling, and I'd won all this money, and I was just about to. The guys only had a few chips left, and I was like, oh sweet, and I was wearing that a suit that allows you to cheat in it, and so I thought, just about winning. I thought, I don't know why, it was a complete brain fart. I just decided to cheat for the hell of it. And of course I stuffed it up. And next thing the guy goes like, cheater! And then next thing I'm outside having to do a duel. And I get shot and killed and I lose all my money. I sat there with the controller for a second going, what the fuck did I just do? I was like hitting my head like this, like, you fucking idiot.
That's when you, what's Sands of Time?
Yeah.
That's when you, what you call it? You'd want that part in there. Turn the sands so you go back. That needs to be a part in every game, like the Sands of Time turntable.
Yeah.
Just so you go back in time.
A lot of games do that actually now. I think because they realise that gamer rage should probably be avoided as much as possible.
I avoid those, like that Super Meat Boy and those types of games.
Yeah.
They're just hell hard. Like they're just designed to frustrate you. Have you played that?
Nah.
Yeah.
Well, like games like Dark Souls and Bloodborne.
Yeah, Dark Souls
and
and yeah. They're just built on
because
frustration.
because if you if you die in that, they make it fair.
Mm.
Like, you didn't dodge in time.
That's
Yeah.
pure
Yeah.
frustration.
And you
yourself.
pay for that, yeah.
But you go all the way back.
Where in other games you can get shot like 6 times and be like, no. Yeah.
Yeah, some games are definitely higher on the frustrated meter, that's for sure.
Yeah.
I had one instance where I nearly cried because I was so invested in this challenge that I was trying to get this achievement, and it was in Ori and the Blind Forest, and you had to go through the entire game without unlocking any of your special abilities. So you get the tokens that enable you to go to the level up screen, and then you can use a token to level up your guy, and there's all these different things that can make you bigger and stronger and faster and blah blah blah. And yeah, the challenge was to get through the entire game without doing that once.
Yeah.
And I got right to the end, and I had done this little save, and then as I jumped off, I went to this other screen, came back, and I hit the save. The save point is this physical thing in the world that you can actually butt up against, and I tried to jump over it, and I pressed the wrong button by mistake, and then I got a little flustered, because I entered the screen, and that takes you to the menu where you can increase your level.
Yeah.
And because I was pressing the jump button to jump, which was actually the select your level thing, I ended up accidentally leveling up my guy. And then it saves automatically when you exit that screen, and so I was pressing B to get back out of it as well. I was just like pressing everything in a fluster, and next thing I knew I was like back on the main screen again in the game. I was like, did I just accidentally level up my guy? Went back in there, fucking leveled him up, and oh my god, I just looked at the screen for the longest time, and I just sort of got down on the floor, and I put my head on the ground. And I was on my knees with my head on the ground. And I was just trying not to cry. I was so upset and angry that it had happened. I had to do it all over again. I haven't done it yet. I haven't even done it, but I have to do it all over again. It's like 12 hours or something.
Wow. It almost brought you to tears.
Almost, because it was just so unbelievably bad luck that it was happening.
Yeah.
You know, it wasn't the game or anything, it was just situational comedy.
Yeah. Actually, another going back to how something you were talking about around somebody picking up the controller and finishing a game, or like my ultimate game rage was always with people, because I rate myself with Tekken games.
Right, yeah.
And then when some kid or some person would come along and pick Eddie Gordo and just button bash.
Yeah.
I fucking hate button bashes. Fucking there's no skill in button bashing. and that would just piss me the fuck off, man. Like, especially how back in the day you'd have like the PlayStation console set up at farmers or at warehouse and stuff, and they had Tekken, and you'd pick your players, and then some kid would come along, some little 8-year-old kid would pick Eddie Gordo. And then honestly, my rage would build up so much that I just wanted to grab this 10-year-old's head and just smash it out again. I never did. Trust me, I never did.
That would have been the ultimate game rage story.
But I thought it.
Yeah. Killed a kid and spin farmers.
I'm sitting here, doing all my king moves. I'm grappling, and I'm doing all these moves. I'm I've got skill up the yin yang. You come along and you just press your kick button to the death, and you win.
Oh my god!
And fuck.
They got rid of Eddie because of that, didn't they?
Oh,
He wasn't in the- Is he still there?
Someone needs to shoot him. Someone needs to.
The worst thing now in fighting games is jugglers.
Oh.
When you can hit somebody and you put them up against the side and you keep them off the ground, you just keep hitting them up into the air, and they can't do shit about it.
Yeah.
If you're up against someone who's really good, it's actually pretty frustrating as well. Equally.
On the reverse.
And that's another extreme. It's
Especially when you rate yourself on a game, we've all got games that we, especially games where it's 2-player games, we're versing somebody, we all have our game that we rate ourselves. And go, I am the man. I rate myself with NFL, especially here in New Zealand, because NFL's low grade. People don't play it. But on NFL, I rate myself. I rate myself high. Because
Guy who's putting out the challenge across the nation. If anyone wants to challenge,
gamer tag below. Bring it on.
Hashtag challenge.
What do they get if they beat you?
Date out with Phil.
Oh, so you're gonna get a blowjob? And
What if it's a girl?
well,
Didn't even think of it.
I'd love it if a girl picked me on NFL. It'd be, big ups to the female people out there playing sports games.
Totally.
You know.
Would you get game rage against a girl beating you?
Or you just try and hide it.
Did you hide it?
Keep his composure.
But you put that up. Like, say a chick goes to play you in NFL, she annihilates you. Like that little 10-year-old just gives you an absolute hiding. Would you be like, good game? Or would you be like, fucking bitch, push it?
I think
I'm
I'd
not saying
rage.
what you
I
would
think
do.
I'd rage.
Really?
Yeah, I think I'd rage. There's, again, with games that you rate yourself on,
Yeah.
they're just games that you rate yourself on.
It's pride.
Yeah, it's pride.
Yeah.
It's on the line. It's mana.
That's
It's
mana.
mana, man. It's like,
Yeah.
because what's your games that you guys?
Halo multiplayer.
Halo.
Yeah.
You
Back in the day, especially LAN, like when it was just exclusively my
Yeah.
friends, not randoms online who play all hours and are amazing players. But amongst my group of friends, I was the best. And I rated myself, and didn't like to lose, but didn't lose anyway, so it didn't matter.
Oh, so perfect.
Whoa.
I do like a
10
lot.
out of 10.
I do like games that have a lot of skill involved. Like I find first-person shooters just point and shoot kind of thing.
Yeah.
You can say that about a lot of different games. NFL is similar ways, but there's a bit of chess and kind of involved.
Yeah.
I've found a lot of the Metal Gear Solid games, especially online, it's a mixture of hide and go seek, trickery, and all that kind of stuff. And they're also in terms of the control scheme, is actually very difficult.
Yeah.
And that's why a lot of people wouldn't pick up Metal Gear Solid because it's so hard. You have to hold multiple buttons just to fire something. There's a first-person look, bring a gun out, and then it's harder to play. But I like that. I like that there's this kind of skill level. So in terms of my game, that'd be Metal Gear, and that's what I'm looking forward to with the Phantom Pain, because it does have its multiplayer ideas. And what's even worse is that you build your own base, and somebody can infiltrate your base and steal your resources.
So you would rage if somebody took you out on there. So this is the reason why
I would rage if I got taken out, but like it's all this multiplayer involved and stuff. Like I would be playing the game, and then somebody, while you're on a mission, somebody can infiltrate your base. So you have to make the decision to abort your base. Abort your mission to go protect your resources.
I'm just gonna keep fucking with your base while you're trying to do missions.
You've just let me into your inner sanctum of your mind.
Here's what I'm gonna say. Bring it on, bitch. Bring it on. I was
I
like,
can't wait, man. I'm gonna rape you in your own game.
So now Phil's saying that he is gonna do some some sledging now.
Shot to the head. Teabagging.
Then you do like spray paint your name inside his base. How about you? What's your game that you would rage on? What's the game that you rate yourself hard on?
Probably. I haven't played it in a while, but it would have been Dota.
Dota
2 on computer.
Yeah. That's the game, like ultimate champion. And you would rage?
I've raged so hard that I've had the neighbour come over and tell me to shut the fuck up.
10 out of 10.
You got the best rage stories.
Bro, you're such an undercover, man.
But because Dota's like the thing, like it flips it over on its head. It's like people rage at people who are shit, not people who are, getting, the guy's better than you, kills you, you rage at him. It's someone's letting your team down because they're crap. You get pissed off at them. And some guy was bad-mouthing me because I was new to the game. I was still learning all the mechanics and all that. And we got into a yelling match over the microphone, and my neighbour actually came over and said, "Can you keep it down? We've got kids over here." And I didn't realise that my window was cracked to let some air in.
Oh,
yeah.
wow.
Well, you might have actually needed some air.
And I've had Hayley coming in the door, and she's come home and she can hear me upstairs in the office, and she'll be walking around the house and she can hear me. Fuck you, cunt.
You donkey raping. How about you? What's your game?
I never really had one, to be honest.
Come on.
Gwent.
Gwent. You just say you're putting letters together.
No, that's Witcher 3 card game, right?
Witcher 3 card game.
Yeah.
I'm pretty good at that. I can beat pretty much anyone at Gwent.
Cool. See, now people, there's all these games now. Challenge anyone who's said it. We've put our money on the line.
Put it out there.
These are the games we rate ourselves in.
If Gwent was a real game, I could beat anyone.
I'm surprised they haven't
Big
actually made it.
statement.
I'm sure it's out there somewhere.
Probably Knights of the Old Republic actually. Used to play that like online against people doing the battles and stuff and the PvP. It got pretty frustrating.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I honestly like I try, but I find those ones just consume all your time though. And if you're gonna get angry, those are the ones you'll get angry at. So I just try to avoid them now if I can help it.
Yeah, jeez.
Yeah, I don't play Dota anymore, but I've got
Mm,
2,500 hours logged on it on my
yeah,
Steam account.
that's massive.
Yeah.
That's 2,500 swear words.
That's more
That's a lot of money in the swear jar.
like 10.
Yeah. 2.5 million swear words.
Yeah, you could have a deposit on a house, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd say.
And that's just Dota. Probably about 1,000 on Counter Strike and all the other games.
Oh, God.
Oh, jeez.
All right, great topic. Very good. A lot of stuff there to think about.
I'm not finished.
Okay.